not a game, it's a rich thing.
What's up, y'all? It is Tasha. I am back with another video, y'all. I know it's been a while, and I gave, Love and Marriage Huntsville a couple episodes, and I just could not, girlfriends. I also watched Love and Marriage Detroit thinking maybe I could review that, and I cannot. I just cannot deal with these toxic husbands, okay? So I will not be reviewing. I will not be watching, okay? But what I have decided to watch, as you can see from the title, if you are here, is Ready to Love, child. So I feel like I wanted to do like another matchmaking love show since I have not done Married at First Sight. And we got done with Put a Ring on It. So I decided I have never watched a season of Ready to Love. So I said, let's give it a shot. I've heard it's a good show. I've just never captured it and never watched it. Like, really no reason. I just haven't watched it. So I decided, you know what? Why not jump in, because a new season has started, and let's review this with my friends, because y'all probably watching it too. Okay, so of course, like I said, this is my very first time watching this show, so I don't know anything, absolutely anything about the past season. So I'm coming in here really like this is a premiere for me, my personal premiere, because I've never watched this show before. So just give me some grace if I am maybe, off a little bit or don't know kind of the whole logistics of the show, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So now that I've gotten that all out the way, y'all, welcome. If you are new here, hey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, comment in the comment section below. If you are not new, hey, welcome back, girl or guy. We got another show on the lineup that we are going to talk about, okay? Because after this first episode, honey, it's a lot of moving parts trying to get to know everybody, but also we got to talk, okay? We have to talk. I tried to look for pictures of the cast so that I could drop them and insert them here. And I don't know if it's because it's only been one episode, but I couldn't find. I really wanted the photos to match what we saw on the TV, child, and I ain't got time to be, trying to take pictures and screenshot my TV and all that stuff. And I couldn't find any other than what it's linking to their social media Instagram accounts, and I really didn't want that. So I'll see what I can do as we move this show along a little bit, and we, dwindle down these people, because it's a lot of people now with 18 people. So we can get a feel of all the names and faces, child. So off rip, most of these black people are gorgeous. Like, bring on the melanin, okay? I'm sorry, that's the kids are opening the door, and that's the alarm letting me know the door is being open, so I apologize. But the melanin is melanin, okay? I am always here for it. So we see the first person to arrive is Chris. He is 39 years old. He is Nigerian. He is in construction development, and he really wants his partner to embrace his culture because it's important to him. We see Jessica, who's a 37-year-old coffee line owner, and honey, she's giving what needs to be gave in this dress, okay? Philip is a 41-year-old supply chain analyst, and he compliments Jessica on her toes when he walks in. He's like, okay, I see the toes. And she's like, not the toes. And he's like, they out here, so we might as well compliment them. And I'm not exactly mad at that, okay? Because if they're giving what they're supposed to have gave, say they cute, all right? We didn't see Aries, who is a 43-year-old software engineer with 2 sons, and her baby boys have almost given up on their mommy dating. And I'm like, how dare y'all? She is fine, okay? Tequila, we see, is a 35-year-old marketing and person, and she said, guys like a little bit of drama, so they'll love it here. And I'm like, I don't know who said that, but okay, I guess. Habibi walks in. He is a 33-year-old saxophonist. He talks to Sierra, who is a stylist and 33 years old, and she says she finds it hard to date because she travels a lot to work for work. He basically shares the same thing because he's a saxophonist. He travels a lot, and he's like, my job is to put a smile on other women's faces, and that's kind of hurting my love life. And I'm like, sir, maybe you're just picking the wrong women, because I'm sure if you picked a grown woman on her ish, she can separate you actually working and women smiling versus you actually, trying to flirt and take it a step further, okay? We see Leanne. She is a 49-year-old gym owner, and I was like, yes, come through with the body, yada, 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 yada. She talks to Herbert, who's a 37-year-old aviation manager, and he says he just has not found his forever love child. Marvin is 41 years old, and y'all, I'm sorry, but Marvin looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. Anyway, he's a 41-year-old erotic author, and he says when he engages with women, he turns his place into a dungeon, and it's his goals that brought him to Dallas. And I said, okay, so is Dallas the freak capital of the United States? I'm just trying to figure out how that matches up with erotica. Maybe y'all need to tell me something about Dallas that I don't know, okay? We then see Unique. She's a 31-year-old TV and film producer. She says she is a country girl at heart and she is ready to ride some horses, but also she is talking to Marvin. And I'm like, Marvin may think you are talking about something else. We're talking about riding horses, okay? Tommy comes in, he gathers everybody. He tells them to open their hearts and their minds and not their wallets and their drawers. Because baby, by the end of the night, we find out that 2 people will be leaving the house already. So everyone starts to drink and mingle during the little mixer. And I'm like, most of these men is fine, okay? Most of them, I'm not mad at it. And I'm like, this is some serious eye candy happening, okay? We see that Janelle, who is a 41-year-old creative director, shares that she was adopted when she is about 6 months old. She is absolutely beautiful. And she's like, when somebody leaves, she's like, hey, where are you going? Because she thinks she may have a little bit of abandonment issues. Now, Janelle, I ain't sure if it's abandonment because you was only 6 months old when you was adopted. I could see if you went from, foster home to foster home and all, like you had a really struggled childhood before somebody decided to adopt you, girl. But you didn't even know. You don't even know the process for you being adopted. So if you got abandonment issues, I'm going to need you to fix that, okay? She is talking to Red, who is a 42-year-old DJ/comedian. I think it was Brandon, slides in. He's bit fine, child, but he is spraying red flags all over the place, honey, because he tells us he has been divorced for only 6 months. They have 4 children. He's 36 years old, and this person he's divorced from, they have been married twice and now divorced twice. And he says he wants to be married again. When I say it's like a referee out here throwing out the red flags, that's what I feel like with Brandon I get it, because you fine. You got the teeth is teething, the skin is skinning, the height is heightened. Like, I'm here for all of it. But sir, marrying the same woman twice, 4 kids, only 36, and it's only been 6 months since the divorce. I don't know about that, child. It's a little bit scary for me. So Habibi is over here trying to act like he's from Dubai with the head wrap and everything. And I'm like, sir, get out of here. Like, you trying to act like you woke and you culture. But I think myself and other women are seeing right through that. He says he is single because he keeps choosing music. And I can't remember who he was talking to. It was who all the men called White Boots. I can't remember her name right now. But she's like, so when are you going to stop choosing music and basically choose a partner? And he's like, I'm just going to need a woman to accept it. That's not how any of this works, sir. You don't get to continue to live your life as you have been once you get a partner. She's just supposed to go with whatever you have planned and whatever it is you want to do. There is going to be some change and some balance between both parties' lives to be able to accommodate a relationship. It's not one-sided where she's just going to seamlessly fit into your life and you have to make no changes. Like, Habibi, shut up. He says he has a 7-year-old son, and this son is from a woman that he knew 11 days before she got pregnant. I think the woman he was talking to might have been Jessica. Y'all don't quote me. I'll get the names together. But she throws a little bit shade to him because she's asking him all these questions to get to know him. And she's like, well, let me tell you a little bit about myself since you did not ask. And the shade just went right over his head, child. But she shares that she is a dancer. She's been dancing since she was a child. She is a former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Blah, blah, blah. We then get a quick snip of Philip and Tequila talking, which mainly the conversation is about sex. We see Quentin and Lee talk. They're both former athletes and they're both into fitness. Lee's last relationship was a year ago, and she says that she just kind of buries herself in work. She says that her mom has been married since she was 15, and we hear from Quentin that his parents have been married for a very long time as well. Like, I think her parents have been 30 something years. His parents are 40 something years. So they both really want to get married and kind of do the example that their parents have set forth. And they both want to have children. We see Tequila then talks with Morier, I think that's how you say his name, and he tells her that his dad passed away last year. He has a son, and he's basically chasing the love of a great woman. Morier, we then see, goes to talk to Leanne, and she goes in asking about these zodiac signs. And this is not the first time she's done this. She did it earlier in the episode, and I'm like, girl, stop. This is not the 90s. We're not trying to match up, you know, the Aries with the Cancer, however the zodiac signs work, child. Like, stop it, ma'am. This is, get over it, all right? But these two just are not compatible. You can see it from the start, and I feel like Leanne is just here for a little bit of TV, honey, but I could be wrong. We see Janelle is talking to Herbert. She is really feeling him, and Herbert is the one with the locks. So he had it up in a little bun, and I'm just gonna say, if she likes it, I love it. Okay, but they talk for a long time. It starts to get dark and everything, honey, so they obviously feel each other. Tommy then goes and talks to a few of the guys and asks them who they are feeling, and a lot of them are feeling Kira and Janelle, and that too, White Boots was Kira, not Jessica. And they aren't really feeling Tequila, which I agree, because she seems a little bit uptight. And they also brought up Leanne, who was not a fan favorite, and I agree with both of those selections. The group comes together. Tommy's about to send one of the ladies home, and we find out that Tequila and Leanne were in the bottom two, and then Leanne is actually the person that is going home. I don't really feel no kind of way, because I really feel like she made a connection with nobody either. But she says she is surprised because she really thought she connected with everyone, but she'll continue to work on her. She'll continue to work on herself until she finds someone that she can be committed to. Tequila, on the other hand, says she felt completely played because she felt like she made connections as well. And Tommy tells her that many of the men say that they struggled developing a connection with her. So she was, you know, side-eyeing the guys and not understanding why she kind of ended up in the bottom two. Anyway, the party has to keep going on. They start, you know, sharing drinks. They bowling. Tequila gets a little one-on-one with Morier, where she kind of gets really, you know, emotional, and she feels like her best isn't good enough. And he takes this opportunity to really pour into her and tell her, you know, not to talk down about yourself. If you say, you know, you will never be the best, you won't be the best. If you say there are no good men out there, you won't find a good man. So just really pouring into her, and I could really appreciate that in the moment, because I don't think he's really feeling her romantically, but to be able to take the time to try to make her feel better was very, you know, admirable. I appreciate that. So we then see Brandon and Lee talk, and he says, you know, he was checking her out, and he has to tell his divorce story yet again. That is completely red flag to every woman in here. And I personally think he probably should not even have been qualified for this show. Like, sir, married twice to the same woman and divorced, and only divorced 6 months ago. I'm not understanding it. But he tells us it is different, because it's not like you were with somebody for 10 years straight and then it's your first divorce and you just got out of it. Excuse me? What? How? What is the logic behind that again? Because I'm not understanding how, just because y'all have been married twice and this is the second divorce, how this is different than someone that, you know, maybe had just been married to one person consecutively and got divorced 6 months ago. Are you saying basically you was checked out since the second time y'all got married? So really it's been some years since you've been kind of emotionally attached to this woman, and you were just playing in her face? I feel like that's what you're saying here. I feel like that's what you're saying. But she tells him, you know, what he has going on is interesting, which is code for you are a walking red flag and you are not for me, my guy. We then see Unique and Red. They talk to each other, and they say when they both saw each other, they immediately thought this person looks familiar. They both are kind of in the entertainment TV industry, so they think maybe it has been them running into each other at work. And he starts saying, so basically, you know, what you telling me is that as you were with the other guys, you were thinking about me. And she's like, correction, when I saw you, I said he looked familiar and I recognized you from somewhere. I just couldn't pinpoint where. You were not on this lady's mind all that time as she was trying to get to know the other guys. Red take it down just a beat, okay? He says that he thinks they are both attracted to each other. And she like, how you know I'm attracted to you? And he's like, well, I think so. You know how we both looking at each other or whatever. And you may be attracted to her, but I don't think the feeling is reciprocated, Red. I'm sorry. It's just, it is what it is. He says that his job portrays that he may not be a family man because the women are not into the groupies and fans because he's a DJ and a comedian. I was like, you got groupies? You got fans? Okay. Okay, but Unique, you know, basically says he has a thought job. And I hollered, okay, because that hurt his little feelings. And he was like, wow, a thought job? So we not feeling each other no more. Like he immediately was like, I guess we don't have a connection. No, and I think you think more highly of yourself than these women think of you. No tea, no shade. It's somebody out there for everybody. But you ain't all that cute. I'm sorry, somebody had to say it. We then see Habibi talk to Tequila one-on-one, and she says she is shocked that her name was called for elimination. He says he was shocked as well because the other guys really need to dig deeper to see who she is. And I was like, so you a pick me, Habibi. That's what it's feeling like at this point. You are a pick me. He asks her if she would have cheated on a man with him, and she says yes. And I said, what kind of question and what kind of answer is this? Because for me, the only right answer is I'm not a cheater. So I'm not cheating on anybody for, you know, with you. I'm just not doing that. If I feel like we had a connection, I was interested, I would forego the relationship that I'm in and pursue something with you. But cheat? No, like, why? Habibi, please go home. Tommy then sits down with the ladies to ask how they feel about the fellas. Quentin is a fan favorite, and so is Marvin for whatever reason, child. But the ladies are kind of all over the place with who they are feeling. But the three that they call out that they kind of aren't connecting with the most are Red, Brandon, and Habibi. And I agree with all of these, okay? Tequila is over there fighting for her man, Habibi, child. And she is the only one. And I'm like, it's because you were in the bottom. He came over to, you know, pour a little bit in your ego, which made you feel good. And then, of course, I think he used that as trying to almost have a little bit of alliance because I don't think he's really attracted to her. But he figured she was in the bottom. If I can make her feel good, I may be in the bottom because I'm out here kind of acting like an asshole low key, that she will protect me and I won't go home. That's what I feel like Habibi was thinking. And just for that alone, he needs to go home. Okay, they both just trying to secure a spot on the show. But as the show wraps up, the crew gathers again, and Tommy tells them that a guy will be going home. The bottom two guys are Habibi and Brandon. Shocker. No. And then the episode goes off. So we will see next week which of these two are going home. And child, wow, they are both walking red flags. I feel like Brandon is going to be the one to go home, but I really want Habibi to be the one to go home because I think he is just out here. He's out here playing around and he thinks he's like a goddess out here. Child, you ain't from Dubai. You right here from Texas, okay? Cut it out. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about the first episode of season 8 of Ready to Love. And I will catch y'all right here, same place, same time next week for episode 2. Peace.